What's up everybody, welcome to this new video. Since Xinyan being released, a lot of things has been changed till now in the patch 2.2, and since we are getting free Xinyan on this current event, I decided to make full guide video about Xinyan, covering like everything about her, considering the weapon options, the artifacts options, quick view to her talents and constellation as well. Also we're gonna talk about her best team setup, and at the end of the video I will talk about the downside for Xinyan, like her disadvantage, why I personally didn't put Xinyan in my team. So with all that being said, let's just get in the video. So first let's talk about her talents. First, let's start with the normal attack. There is nothing special about them, but the damage multiply for her attacks is kind of good. But the problem, the attack speed for Xinyan is kind of very slow, compared to other characters at least. The second talent is her elemental skill. So basically when she uses this skill, she forming shield around her and doing damage to the opponent. If you hit from 0 to 1 opponent, you will get shield level 1. If you hit 2 opponents, you will get shield level 2. If you hit 3 or more, you will get shield level 3. This shield strength based on Xinyan defense. So the more defense that you have, the stronger shield that you are getting. It's basically the same scaling as Noel shield. And here is the initial damage of the skill. The cooldown for this skill is kinda long, 18 seconds. And the shield duration is 12 seconds. But trust me, if you didn't build her with too much defense, the shield will be broken before you reach those 12 seconds. Anyway, let's move to the next skill, her ultimate. So this ultimate dealing two types of damage. Physical damage, which this big number, and dot damage, it's this number. For 2 seconds. I think it will hit like 5-6 times, maybe in those 2 seconds. Anyway, the big source of damage is this physical damage. Cooldown 15 seconds and the energy cost is 60. Her first passive, so basically decrease the number of opponent required to get higher shield level by 1. So to get shield level 2, you just need to hit 1 opponent instead of 2. To get shield level 3, you don't need to hit 3 opponents, you will just need to hit 2 opponents to get the shield level 3. Which it's kinda decent, good if you wanna use her as shielder, but personally I don't recommend that. There is a better option that you can use. The other passive, when she using her elemental skill, any character shielded by her shield will have 15% increase to the physical damage. This buff can apply for any character that using the shield. It's not necessary to be Xinyan herself. Last one is just cooking one for additional rate for getting double product when you craft defense food, same as Noel, I think. Now let's view Xinyan constellation very quick. The first one is just attack speed buff. When you hit critical rate on critical attack on the target, you will get this attack speed buff for the normal uncharged attack for 5 seconds. And the cooldown is 5 seconds as well. So you can have actually this buff up all the time. The second constellation, and probably strongest one if you're using her as a burst support, when you use her ultimate burst, the physical damage of this ultimate burst will have its crit rate increased by 100%. So you can actually go full crit damage build and you will guarantee your attack or your burst to be always crit. Also have additional effect when you use your ultimate burst, you will get directly shield level 3. Third constellation is just 3 levels for E. Fourth one, when you use your elemental skill, the physical resistance to the target will decrease by 15% for 12 seconds. Fifth one, just 3 levels. And the last one, decrease the stamina consumption of Xinyan charged attack by 30%, which good. And the charged attack will get additional attack bonus equal 50% of her defense. But remember, this is only applied to the charged attack. The normal attack, the elemental skill, the other stuff doesn't get this boost based on her defense. So the attack boost is just for the charged attack of her defense. So if you have 1000 defense, 50% of them will convert to attack for the charged attack. Now let's view her artifacts very quick. So in my personal opinion, the best option that you can use for now, two piece Baleflame and 2 piece Bloodstain. But you have to consider one thing when you build her artifacts. You have always to focus on the substats. I really saw a big mistake by so many people. They focus on the set bonus and forget the substat. Trust me guys, substat is more important than the set bonus. Personally, I use a lot of characters with random set bonus just because I have good artifacts from other pieces. So if you don't have 2 beasts, maybe you have 2 good beasts from Baleflame set and you don't have 2 good beasts from the Bloodstained, you can replace that with Gladiator pieces or maybe Shiminawa pieces. So you go 2 beasts Shiminawa Reminiscence and 2 beasts Bloodstained or Baleflame. Now, as I said, the best thing that you can have 2 beasts Baleflame, 2 beasts Bloodstained, but it's not like a rule. If you're using her as burst support, you can use 2 beasts of one of those 2 and maybe 2 beasts Noblesse as well to get more ultimate damage. But this is like the main idea. The reason why I don't like the 4 beasts Bloodstained, even if this boosting her charged attack by a lot, the problem for this, you need to defeat target to get this buff. So if you was in Spiral Abyss, especially in floor 12, fighting big monsters like Magu Kenke, for example, you're not gonna get this buff at all until he dies. So this buff will be useless. To get this buff, you need to defeat opponent, and this is not happening most of the time. I know it's very good, increase the charged attack damage by 50% and reduce the stamina consumption to 0, which very strong, but it's very conditional. You won't have this buff up all the time. If you have like very strong Bloodstained pieces, you can actually use them. Maybe there is multiple enemies and you could have this buff up all the time. But I just said my opinion. I prefer 2 beasts Baleflame, 2 beasts Bloodstained. This is very direct damage and very more consistent. Yeah, so this here is the big idea for the artifacts: 2 beasts Baleflame, 2 beasts Bloodstained. You can replace any of them by Gladiator or Shiminawa Reminiscence if you don't have the right artifacts. If using her as support, you can use 2 beasts Noblesse. Now let's talk quick about her weapon option. I believe the best weapon for her is the Song of Broken Bind. I don't have that sadly, so the best weapon I have for now is the sGravestone. The 4-star options for free-to-play players, I mean, I'm one of them. I just got lucky and got this. Anyway, the sGravestoneVsSealord can be very nice. The ultimate damage is very close to the sGravestone thanks to the passive that boosting the ultimate damage. But since this weapon have very low base attack, the normal attack damage and the charged attack damage kinda lower than other weapons. The other free-to-play option, but sadly I didn't test it on this video, is the Snow Tomb. This weapon have physical damage, and it's very nice for consistent damage. So the normal attack damage with this weapon for sure is higher than the luxurious Sealord, but Sealord will do more ultimate than the Snow Sword. So you have to keep this in mind. I will be testing those two weapons on Xinyan in this video, so I hope you enjoy. So now let's talk about her best team setup. Usually for physical damage dealers, the best comp is the superconductor comp, which reduces the target physical resistance by 40%, which a lot. But sadly, it's hard to maintain that when Xinyan element is barrow. So yeah, we're not gonna depend on the superconductor in this video. Other than that, we just bring regular damage boosters like Bennett, Zhongli for 20% physical resistance decrease on the target defense. The last spot I will just bring another Geo character. So we have 2 Geo to Barrow for the resonance, 25% more attack, and 15% more damage to any character protected by shield. And we have 2 shielders, so I believe we will have that up all the time. So let's see how this team will do against some bosses and other stuff.
Let's light it up! Going in! Pyrotechnics!
Can you hear my voice? Coming through the noise.
Let's light it up!
I'm floating through outer space. I'm lost and I can't find a way. Oh, all the lights go
So what do I think about Xinyan? Personally, after all my tests, I don't recommend upgrading Xinyan unless you don't have any strong main DPS, because basically she's a Pyro and physical damage dealer at the same time. For physical damage dealers, the best element that they can have is Electro or Cryo, because the best elemental reaction for the physical damage dealers is the Superconductor. Superconductor is between Cryo and Electro. So your main DPS have to be one of those two elements, right? But being Pyro have big disadvantage. I believe Razor can be better replacement to Xinyan. I know she can give some advantages, like she can give shields, but let's be honest, her shield is very weak. It's not that shield that you can rely on it to protect your life. If you want to make the shield stronger, you have to stack too many defense artifacts on her that will make her dealing no damage. And in this case, you can just bring Diona to give you better shield and heal you even. So yeah, I don't think Xinyan really worth too much invest. As I said, unless you are a new player looking for some main DPS to carry you, Xinyan can be a very good option until you get better replacement. Because I don't want anybody from you guys, especially I know most of my viewers are free to play, and upgrading character to the max level, upgrading the talents really take a lot of resources, and for free to play player the resources is very limited. Well, that's what I personally think about Xinyan. Thanks everybody for watching this video. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed, and see you soon.